Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much. So I'd like to start by thanking all of you for being here. You guys have propelled my channel to new heights. I really appreciate all the new subs. We're almost at 1,000. So can we do it before the end of the year? I don't know. Share this video with your friends, share the video and all of these different pages and Twitter and Reddit and everything else. If you guys want to, spread the word about the channel, spread the word about our community, which is turning out to be an amazing community, and Bubbles needs to go out. I told you guys I was going to have a whiteboard, right? This is not something super complicated. I'm not going to have red threads and all this. This is just to have a visual here with me so I can write some stuff in here. And then I'm going to show you guys on a second screen that I have here, the actual chart that I have with some arrows. But again, nothing crazy, guys. I'm not trying to be Sherlock Holmes over here, okay? It's just superficial, trying to find out who the dragon is. Now, I thought the dragon was Bubbles, but she just told me that she isn't, and she took off. So who is the dragon? Let's analyze some hints from the show. So let's talk about some characters that I think are not the dragon. We got some hints in this last episode about who it isn't. So I like to shed some more light on that. I don't know if shed some more light is the appropriate term here, but because I'm not a book reader, by the way, if you think I've read the book, I know nothing about the book. I'm only watching the show. But I do think that Nynaeve is not the dragon. If you've seen my previous episodes, I've talked about how I thought Nynaeve might be it, but I don't think it is. And here's why. So Nynaeve, she is a little bit too old to be the dragon. Again, it could be different here in the TV series, but I think that just like Rosamund Pike's character Moraine on the TV show, she said Nynaeve was too old. Could be it because of her powers, and she's super powerful, extremely powerful, one of the most powerful channels they have seen or heard of in 1,000 years, even more powerful than the Almighty Mother. So to me, the fact that one, she's older, two, they have over and over again stated how she's one of the most powerful channelers. She can tap into the one power. Nothing that I've really seen about the dragon says about the dragon tapping into the one power. It just says that the dragon is the equivalent of the Dark One. He will either join or save, and we know that the Dark One is probably the most powerful being. And the fact that Nynaeve is considered to be one of the most powerful channelers, and they were talking about her going to the being an apprentice and all this, that is why I don't think that Nynaeve is the dragon. So to me, Nynaeve is out. Here is another character that I don't think is a dragon. That is Egwene. I don't think it's her because she is very early into her power development. In an episode they have mentioned, I think Lan and Moraine were talking about the false dragon. Is he as powerful as Egwene? And Moraine said, I don't think so. And if the false dragon was that strong and Egwene is more powerful than he is, I mean that she's pretty damn powerful, although I don't think she's more powerful than Nynaeve. Now, the dragon's supposed to be this almighty powerful being, and the fact that she is not as powerful as Nynaeve, to me, that kind of tells me that she's not it, because she's supposed to be more powerful. She's just going to be a very important part of the group. She's going to be really powerful. She's going to be really useful, but I don't think that she is the dragon, even though she is of age. They have kind of hinted that she, especially at the beginning, that she would be the main character, right? And it started to transition away from her a little bit. And this show is doing a really good job at hiding who the main character is here. It's doing a really good job at hiding who the dragon. So the fact that they actually spend some time on her, or on telling her backstory and how she became to be a woman and all this and all that, I don't think it's her. They focused on her a little bit too much. And there's another character that they haven't really focused on that much. They started to, but then drift away from that character. And I think that character is the dragon. But let's get to the main 3 contenders. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Perrin is next. I don't think he is a dragon. Is Perrin something extremely, extremely important? Yes. Yes, I do think so. And I think that he is not only connected to the wolves, but he is also, in a way, connected to Rand and Mat. And why do I say that? I say that because in the very first episode, we see Rand, Mat, and Perrin together a lot. And I think that is some foreshadowing. And then we see Nynaeve and Egwene together a lot. So that, to me, was a way for the writers to couple characters together that are more alike than the rest. Why don't I think that Perrin is the main character? Why don't I think that he is the dragon? Now, he is one of the main characters, don't get me wrong. They have also spent a considerable amount of time on Perrin. They showed him losing his cool, right? Losing his temper, seeing red, not seeing his wife behind him, and then boom, he kills and she's dead. He is also one of the first characters that we saw not the full extent of his power. I think that is only the beginning for him. But we kind of see what his power is in comparison to Mat and Rand. We get hints of Mat and Rand's power, but we don't get to see what they actually are. We got to see what Perrin's powers is like, and they focused half of an episode just on that. Why would they kind of just say blow the load this soon? I don't think Perrin is a dragon, but I do think that Perrin, Mat, and Rand are incredibly, incredibly important to the overall storytelling and the grand picture, the grand scheme of things, because it doesn't seem like Perrin is channeling. It doesn't seem like Perrin is channeling, because that would drive him mad. That would drive him insane. Slowly, we saw him lose his temper, but I think that is a side effect of the rush that he got from being attacked from the Trollocs and those feral feelings. The need to rise to the occasion got the best out of an inexperienced Perrin. So I don't think that Perrin is a dragon, which leaves me with only 2 choices: Mat or Rand. Now, who do I think between these 2 is the dragon, Mat or Rand? I think there's a reason the 2 of them were stuck together. Moraine has said that the dagger was feeding off of Mat's darkness, and Mat was feeding off of the dagger's darkness. They were both powering each other up. Now, I do think that the dagger was sort of like an entity, that it took over Mat, and it didn't completely take over Mat. Because, as Moraine said, Mat is stupid strong, more strong than he knows, more strong than he should be because of that. But the fact that she was saying that the dragon will either destroy the world or save the world, Mat doesn't seem like the main hero type of person. He's such a big question mark that I don't think that he would necessarily be the dragon. Not only that, he didn't go with the group. He did not go with the group. He stayed behind. Now, I know that I read some of your comments saying that that happened because the actor quit the show before they could do that scene. And that's a shame. It really is a shame, because I thought he was doing a good job as Mat. Again, I haven't read the books, I don't know anything. But what I do know is that if you haven't subscribed or liked the video by now, I'm gonna be very heartbroken. Anyways, he didn't go. So if Mat was such an important part, which again, I think him, Rand, and Perrin are connected somehow. But if Mat is the dragon, don't you think that they would have recast the character right away? I know it sucks, but hear me out. If Matt is indeed the dragon, they would have most likely cast another person to play him, and he would have been on episode 7, which doesn't seem like he's going to be in episode 7, which is the episode that the dragon's supposed to be revealed. Now, if the dragon's not revealed in episode 7 and then there's more scenes that we don't know about, which I don't think so. I read that was the last scene that he shot, but we have to know who the dragon is by the first season, I believe. So by process of elimination, I am going to call here that Matt is not the dragon, which means Rand is the dragon. Now, why do I think that Rand is the dragon? Few things. Now, I got my chart here. I'm looking at it right now. Some of these are some of my initial thoughts about Rand. The show makes it seem like he is the main character of the show, much like Egwene. We see that she ends up taking a slightly different path in her character development. Meanwhile, Rand kind of takes a back seat. All of a sudden, after episode 1, almost like they put him in the back, so to speak. The episodes where Rand is in is much more focused on Matt. We get hints here and there that Rand is something special. We saw Rand pull on some super strength when he was in a life and death situation against crazy Dana. It kind of seems like Rand and Matt are polar opposites of each other. Rand is more like the light-hearted character, and Matt is more of the character that really feels like a heavy character. And the fact that he had the dagger, that he succumbed to the dagger, that he has some darker tendencies, while Rand was always more upbeat, more cheerful, cracks a little bit more of the lighter jokes. We found out that Rand is also a different kind of human, more or less. Forgive me if I'm just not getting this completely right, but he's an Aiel, right? Aiel? I was saying Aielman for some reason, but that's what I heard Loyal said in the episode when they were in that room with all the books. And he's like, what is an Aiel doing so far from here? And Rand's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So that was, to me, a little hint that there's something more to Rand that we previously thought. There is also something that I noticed. When you put all 4 characters together, or all 5 characters together, yes, they are all different, but there's just something about Rand that makes him stand out more than all of the other characters. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just his hair, the color of his hair, but I think it's more like of his hero-like demeanor, even though the other ones, they all have their hero qualities to them, even Matt. Matt's got a good heart, but he really seems conflicted a lot. But Rand is just different, Rand is just, again, we saw him in episode 1. We saw a little bit about his dad and everything. And then again, in the library, I don't remember exactly where they were, him and Loyal, but he just took a backseat while the other characters had their time to shine. And we have yet to see Rand's time to shine. And the fact that the next episode, not only, as per one of your comments said, that either the director or somebody big that works on the show said that episode 7 was their favorite of season 1. And it's rumored to be the episode where we find out who the dragon is. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Rand is the dragon. Also, I was just kind of looking at this is stupid, right? This doesn't mean anything. But Rand and dragon share the same letters. It's only missing the G and the O. So if you put the D in front of the DRA and then you move the N to the very end and you add a G and an O, Rand becomes dragon. Huh? No? So that is it. What do you guys think? What are your predictions? Who is the dragon? So to me, if it's not Rand, it's got to be Matt. And if it's not Matt, it's Perrin. Or maybe it's Matt, Rand, and Perrin. Who knows? But I'm going to make that call right now. Rand is the dragon. Down below, there'll be a video and a playlist I want you guys to check out. My playlist is going to be my Wheel of Time playlist. If you haven't seen me react to any of the episodes, please do so. I got all of them in there. And the video is going to be my latest video. I can't wait till episode 7. See you then.